Yes, people, I am out of jail. Yeah, I was in jail last night. They didn't let me speak. And I don't mind because it's perfect times, yeah, when you don't really need to speak. But if I'm going to get put in prison by these fuckers on this panel today, plus Martin, and they say you need to go to the jail cell, because technically I did put Jules in there the other week, then Jules is coming with me. And I'll tell you why. And I said it last night and I'll repeat it again. I won something. Do you know what I won last night, Kunle?
What did you win?
Man United women won a cup against Tottenham. So if I'm going to jail, George is coming with me. That's all I'm saying, innit? I'm a winner. So on that notice, yeah, no, 100%.
I genuinely knew he was gonna do this. He's so shameless. I knew when I saw Man United's woman pumping Tottenham's women's, I knew, yeah, look, he's gonna come on here and start saying
I big up Abby in that bum, but it was real. The picture you posted on Instagram, you know, the L, that was what you held. You know, she done a little the L thing and as a pose. So I'm just saying, Martin's gonna be here in a second. He's just 2 seconds or something like that. I don't know, but he will be here. But yeah, man, look, we're gonna talk about Man United and Arsenal. Make sure you smash the like button as well. Likes are very important. Make sure you subscribe to Lewis and Kunle, Tunnel TV, Carefree Lewis G. He might shave off his hair. Watch this space. Not on this stream though. But yeah, man, we're gonna start with the Arsenal Man United game because guess what? How can I be in the mud when everyone expected Man United to be bad? Like, let's be honest here. I don't know who wants to start. Kunle, you might as well because you're just dweeb at times anyway. So.
Oh yeah, now my people, it's your dark-skinned man from the motherland. If you didn't know before, today you go understand. Man like Trossard, everyone knows as soon as the goggles come on, it's a long day. 1-0 to the Arsenal. Classic George Graham-like away victory. Clean sheet, solid at the back. We were awful, terrible, disgusting. I was sweat, they dropped from my head for the whole game. It was madness. But we got through it. Another 3 points. People are complaining, saying we should have banged in more. You're gonna think goal difference, this goal difference, that. Look, we've won there twice in the last 20 years, I think. And this is the second time with fans in the last 20 years that we've won there. So enjoy it. And we move to the last day of the season and see what's popping off. Like, Kaz is not the Man U fan that I wanted here. It's Traps. Traps is who I wanted here. Mr. Tapped out, but tapped in, but also tapped out. So that's who I really wanted to be going at today. But Kaz, he's kind of an Arsenal fan on loan, and he got his own last night, so I'll allow him. But yeah, we move. We're going to the last day of the season. All the Arteta haters, like stand up now. You said.
When I tell you now, yeah, I cannot wait for this partnership to end. Like, I'm so sick of Arsenal.
Bro.
No, I don't love it. No, I don't love it. It's like, you know, when you get put into a corner, you have no choice. I've had no choice because I want to protect something that, you know, like that I have personally in it. What you actually have as well, Kunle. You know, free peats. Not everyone can say free peats. George, well, then again, Lewis, you've only been about for about 20 years. So on that notice,
have Arsenal free peated?
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Huddersfield free-peated, Liverpool free-peated, Arsenal free-peated.
Oh, back in the 30s. Oh, yeah.
So,
hey, bro, we're not doing what years here. We're just asking for what achievement was achieved. You know
fair enough.
Continue,
guys. You guys brought your way into the first division then, but we won't talk about buying things. That's only relevant when Chelsea win trophies.
Man United might need to be slapped. It's true. Might need to slap a hazard sign on that thing because, boy, you know, someone could slip. And I'm not even lying here. Yeah, if there's waterfall going like that over concrete, you could slip. It's a slippery surface.
That's an easy claim to make. If I was in that ground, I would have dropped on purpose.
I was thinking this. I wasn't thinking the same thing. Why would I do that to my club? Why would I do that? I mean, you could do that, not me. No, I'm not trying to make money out of my club.
Our bridge is fine. It's just tiny. We ain't got any holes.
No, man, you just have a wet pitch with no undersoil heating.
No wonder.
So, well, you only had it for 7 years.
Do you know what? Can we
You're going to have to change that soon, but we'll talk about that on another stream.
But no, look, Man United was arse, yeah. Look, I understand it, but that's the best Man United you, man, are going to get. That's the best Man United you've probably seen all season, let alone a couple other games. That's what you've got. That I don't believe no one changes that game regardless. Look, Arsenal's defense is too good, isn't it? It's too good. But then again, I sometimes I question myself: did we even ask questions?
I feel like you tried to. It's just your final third quality is dead.
Yeah. Can we be in agreement that what's his name? Garnacho will be playing in the Eredivisie in like 2 years. Are we all in agreement?
Nah. Do you know what? I've actually
playing like it, but
he's rubbish, bro. He's rubbish. He's the reason why you lot didn't take your chances. Just.
But I don't think that he played that bad. I think like on the ball, he done a good enough job to like he beat Ben White quite a few times. He got past his man and he had him on toes quite a few times, but. It's the decision making and what he done with the ball at the end of it where the problem lies. I think it wasn't helped by the fact that the ball got to Højlund a few times in the box, but Højlund's just twerking, backing up into man like he's Lukaku and them things like.
But George, remember that situation where I think he dropped his shoulder and like two of our men were deceived and he had like free reign to do whatever he wanted. That was horrible, horrible. Like, come on. Now, maybe he might even be in the championship in a couple of years. I thought he was a bit of a prospect, but for me, he's not excelled at the rate I thought he would. I thought maybe it's because he's had a lack of competition this season or lack of coaching, whatever, but he's not it, man.
No, how can we even say that about any players? It's the lack of how shit everything is as a total as Man United. Who is thriving? No, let's have a real conversation, yeah? Because a few years ago, we'd be saying the same thing about Gabriel. Like a few seasons ago, we would say the same about certain other players. But when they have a sort of better environment, you thrive. Like in your own workplace, are you going to work harder in a shit environment? No. Are you gonna get better at your job? No.
Well,
it's the same thing. It's the same thing anywhere.
At things like his decision making and ball striking abilities.
Bro, that's everyone. Is that not everyone though?
No, but it's not. Those are things that like. Of course, coaching can improve that, but only to an extent. Your ball striking ability is your ball striking ability. He doesn't have it. He's on the edge of the box. We're waiting for him to whip in a good ball, and it's just rolling across the floor. It's literally rolling across the floor. He couldn't do a 50-yard pass if his life depended on it. I could bet my life in that. This guy could not do a 50-yard pass, cross the ball switch. He doesn't have it in his locker. He can't hit the ball.
Well, if that's the case, then do you not change the way? Like, bro, he was never known to be a hold-up striker. Like, that's the truth.
I was talking about Garnacho there, to be honest.
I thought you meant Højlund, but I thought the exact same thing. But Garnacho is the same thing. He's in behind striker, but yet you want to play him to feet and doing the hold-up thing. It makes no sense. You got to play the system to the strengths of what you've got on your team. But I think it's down to Ten Hag coaching and Man United. And frankly,
is that the
maybe
why
but at the same time, that's why I said maybe at the same time, maybe he's just not that good at the same time. Like he had hype and he just might not be that good. Big up Martin, by the way. Obviously you had a good win. Actually, I think everyone won, but me. Even George just about beat Burnley. I was ready to crash it, man. I was gonna do a pop-up stream and say, George, Deji, you know what time it is, man. It's gel time, man. But Blaze says, since the first 10 games, Chelsea are fourth with only 3 L's in 18, while Spurs are 10th. I think he means in 2024, right? Or I think that's since 2024. Yet guess whose club manager is London Manager of the Year and whose job is under review end of the season? I agree. Pochettino
should not be near London Manager of the Year, my friend.
Pochettino in.
I'm just going to say disrespecting.
Hey, Poch has been quietly linked to the Man United job, so yeah, Pochettino in. Hey, I'm here for that. Chelsea. I'm here for that.
He suits you lot, man. He suits you lot to a T.
Yeah, man. Your club, as Deji would say, that guy is. I think Deji actually. We might be on the brink of a generational YouTuber. You know, I'll be so honest. That guy is what you call pure entertainment. Big up Deji, man. As deluded as he is, but George has to, and then George just has to pick up the pieces, you know, because next season, George, like the thing is, Martin's sensible, yeah. When Martin has a take, he's more sensible with it, yeah. But then you got us, you got me, you got the George, you got the Kunle.
He has his moments,
and no, and then don't let Kunle distract you. Kunle has some mad takes. And he says, "When did I say that? When did I say that? I never said that." We've got a channel called Never Foul Receipts happening next year, so everything you say is going on receipt, and you're gonna be.
I'm not on that. I'm definitely not going on that.
I'm not scared, bro. I'm not scared in the slightest, bro. You should be freaking petrified. And George, oh my goodness, mate, too many receipts on you. But I won't lie for you. I feel sorry for you because you are catching so many strays because of Deji Spurs, mate. But you deserve it.
Do you know what? I'll give it to Deji. 2 seasons ago, he was way worse than he is now. So this is a bit more tame. He's sort of got a bit more tame. Like
Champions League and League last night. Remember that? Champions League and League, not even or. He said and.
The double with contact was crazy.
Oh, and then he called. All right, we'll move on to that because I can't lie. The United and Arsenal game was quite dusty, anyways. But I wanted to mix it in regardless, just to involve everyone in conversation. Oh, Deji, the way he called people 3 Musketeers, and then yesterday he's like, "I've got one left." It's you, Martin. If you didn't know, Deji's he's a Tottenham fan. The Musketeers.
Yeah.
You've been on some scintillating form. Now, Liverpool have a part to play. If they beat Aston Villa, that means Tottenham's got top 4 to play for. Because Villa's got Crystal Palace away at the end of the season, the last game of the season. We're going into this Spurs game. Be honest, are you nervous or are you quite relaxed at this point?
I'm always relaxed.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know, I reckon on the day you get nervous and you don't give... Like, he's smiling. I don't believe it.
Wait.
No,
Martin, wait, hold on. Because let's be honest. Martin has been very calm and controlled all season. On screen, anyway. Like, he surely can't be this cool. Look at him sipping a little drink now. Hey, Martin, hey. Hey, surely you must break at some point. Surely.
No, certain opponents I can. So, do you know what it is with me with the league? It is if we win it, we win it. We don't, we don't. If we win it, I will celebrate like crap. We don't win it, congrats Arsenal, we move on.
That's not what we want to hear.
I'm sitting on a treble, Kaz. What the frig can I then moan about? I won 2 trophies and champions of the world. You want me to then start saying Pep out, get the hell out of my club because I don't win a league?
Yeah, get him out, man. Fuck this, man.
What am I
making a mockery of this league.
And maybe that's why it's a bit more thing. But during certain games, like the derbies, believe it or not, I get nervous during derbies because this
is a bogey though.
I hate. No, of course. Yeah, but the thing with Spurs is what makes me laugh. For 3 weeks, all I've heard from Arsenal fans, from every other fan is, Spurs are crap. Spurs are crap. No chance. Forget it. Spurs are in the mud. And now we're in Spurs Tuesday night. Ooh, might have a little summer. And I'm like, hang on a minute. How they come from being shit to the world's greatest team within like 3 weeks? What's happened here?
Look, Martin.
Copium. I get it. It's copium.
Now, look, the reality is, right, Spurs are shit. Like, let me not be it. And I don't want to say things like that so close to the game. Like, George, that was a throwaway one, isn't it? I'm not going to repeat that. That was a throwaway one. But the reality is you haven't scored or won at their stadium, I do believe, in the league. So that's why there is an element of hope for some fans. Me, I'm praying for the good football gods to just do us a favor because I don't really have hope. But we just need to do our job, innit, at the end of the day. But you never know. If Villa lose tonight and Ange managed to motivate the boys to focus on their team rather than their rivals, then you never know. But Omar,
it's a very different Tottenham. A different Tottenham.
You've never played them in the business end, I do believe. You never really played them where it's really counted.
We played them at the start of the season, which is really weird. For a couple of years, it went as our first game of the season, which was always a weird one. But no, the simple fact is when we've normally played Tottenham, it's been against a Mourinho, it's been against a Conte, it's against those sort of managers. When the first time we played Spurs, when they play this Ange football, and they have this high line, they played him in the FA Cup. They had 1 shot and we had 20.
That's not entirely true, man. We did.
It wasn't entirely true. You got battered in the FA.
No, we played you at the Etihad and we drew 3-3 when we had.
It was, but as I said at the time, you played well, but City were not playing what they were doing now. The system was very, very different. We were going through a little phase where we wanted to try and play a little bit of basketball. Rodri was isolated on his own, and it was attack versus defense. We did that for 3 games, and we stopped the control football. It's what we did. Lewis would say we did it down at the bridge. We just went, you score. I thought Kevin Keegan was in charge again for 5 minutes for those games. I don't know what he was doing. It was so unprepared. It was unreal. It was mad. I don't know what we were doing. I mean, you say that, by the way. We did it the post 1-on-1 at the end, but the ref decided.
You guys also got a dodgy penalty.
You got to play that one. Go what?
You got a dodgy penalty at the start. Haaland was pulling Cucurella first, but Anthony Taylor tax is what it is.
Yeah. Put him on the payroll. On the payroll.
Literally. What are you saying, George, for Tuesday? Like it's like Kunle is your
I've murmured the same thing as I've murmured
best
to you
friend.
guys
Like we're talking frenemies. Yeah, we're talking like a pair of frenemies right now.
We're having a stadium Poznan Tuesday night. Have you not heard?
Nah, I can't even lie. Like I've been telling people, man, my feet's been up. My feet's up even right now. Feet's up. I'm looking forward to ending the season. Sun's out.
Aren't you a bit worried?
Flying. We ain't got nothing to play for.
No, but aren't you?
Champions League football. What do you mean?
Hear me out. Are you not a bit worried? Because I'm not being funny.
They can't catch us.
No, they
They're
can.
6 points behind us, and we have a game against Sheffield, which if we draw against.
There we go.
I needed Burnley to do the job, like Sheffield.
There it is. No, there it is though. Yeah, there it is. If it's not, we're going to now. It's if. The thing is, you're not the only one.
If as in, I know that we're not going to lose against Sheffield, who have already been relegated.
Nah, but you did say if though. But don't have it.
If we get a draw, as in the bare minimum, we
don't stress out George, man. George, sorry, man.
If we get a draw, because when we win,
if I know he's changed his tune. I don't even believe you.
You're doing you're just trying. You know what, Cass, you're sounding like a girl right now. That's what you're doing. You're trying to pick up my words and trying to catch me out on something. Yeah.
He's learned. I was wondering why he's been on the gals all week. He's learning. Look at him.
Nah, the whole point is that Tottenham generally have nothing to play for. We're 4 points behind Villa. They've got 2 games to play. They need. I mean, look. Once we lose against City, we can't play for Champions League.
Scotty, say that again.
What if you don't lose against City?
At this point,
they've given it up.
So you guys have been
the season. The thing is, though, Martin, we've not given up because this is gonna be the point where Arsenal win the title. Like, I generally don't care about
it. It is that, bro. Don't lie.
No, because
don't lie. It's that, George. Stop doing this.
You've not heard me once say. I've not been one of these Spurs fans to say I'm a City fan on Tuesday. I'm doing that. That's just rubbish. That's just a load of rubbish. All of that stuff is like it's weird. It's really weird.
Even though you are one, but yeah.
Arsenal fans supporting Tottenham, it's all weird. Me, I support my club, and if we win tomorrow, look, we win. I'm not going to be overly excited because we're playing for nothing. We don't need to win tomorrow.
You won't celebrate a victory with your team. You won't celebrate a victory from your team.
I didn't celebrate the Burnley game. I didn't celebrate any of the goals.
Why
not?
The
season's done. There's nothing for us.
It's 3 points for your team. Enjoy it, man.
Season's over. So at this
point, a win against Burnley isn't the sort of thing you go crazy about. It's like, I
wouldn't know about that.
Fair.
No, Lewis.
Tell a lie. Winning at home against Burnley would be nice.
All of our games at this point in the season are just formalities. Like, it's just let's get it over the line. The way it ends up is the way it ends up. But the season's over. Look, unfortunately to you guys, you've been left to rely on your deepest rivals. You've only got yourselves to blame.
Hey, George, I'm gonna ask you an honest question here. Like, you level with me. Don't lie. No agendas, nothing. Right? As a fan of Tottenham Football Club, do you not want to be watching Champions League football next season?
Of course I do.
So if Liverpool win tonight and you guys do something against City, then you got a chance.
Then we're still gonna need Villa to drop points and Palace. So I'm just
with the way Palace are playing right now, or at least any combination. You never know because let's be honest. Players like that are potentially playing
Palace
for
at home or away?
Bigger clubs to buy them, so they're still trying.
Home.
Palace at home.
Last home game.
They could win.
Some of those Spurs players are playing for their contracts as well, so you never know, bro. You just never know what happens. Some of them
contract right now is done. Absolutely done. There shouldn't be any.
A win against Man City could change all of that, bro.
Yeah, but
being the star man.
Spurs are getting wrong time.
Hey, Martin, leave me alone. I'm just trying to.
They have lost. They're losing a lot. Richarlison's out for about 3 weeks, apparently. Basumu's season's done. So
it was done like a few months ago for Basumu.
Yeah, it was done 6 months ago, bro. Dead food, man.
What's it called? Let me quickly do these. The Spurs City struggle against is part of our Spurs, and that's not happening tomorrow. As City are in form now. Big up Simon. It says big up Martin Cass and love to Daps. He will be returning for next season, by the way. 4-0 City. So yeah, watch out for that one. And then Kingsley said, for the good of football, Arsenal can't win this league.
Facts. We cannot have Arsenal winning
Bro,
this
that's
league.
bad. So you want the Premier League to look like a farmers' league? That's what you want.
You didn't mind it in
That's the direction you want.
You didn't mind it when Cassius.
Fine by me if it's City. Fine by me. They can win it another
we weren't old enough when we did it. We done it. To be fair, you know what? Something that you don't have. You don't have a double. You don't have a double 3P. We've got a double 3P.
So they've got a double 3P, and you're saying that we've made it a farmers' league.
Mate, you're in the mix. You're in the mix of madness right now. So just let one go, innit?
Hang on. No, United have won two 3Ps in a row. That's mad.
Have they 2 3Ps in a row? No, they haven't.
Yeah,
we have won 2 3Ps
3 times
in a row. Oh,
not in a row.
Not
in a row.
Okay, two different.
That's the way it works, couldn't they?
Basically had a year off.
Yeah, book your flights if Arsenal win this league and fast. I can take the tribalism though. For me, like I can personally take it. Like I think no, you know what? I'm gonna do it, Jules. I think I can handle the Arsenal tribalism. So I'm not entirely sure yet, but we'll know when we get there.
It's one summer, man.
It's what?
Do you remember how it's not one summer though?
It's not.
I remember Liverpool winning it. I didn't even like. Before Liverpool won the league, I actually liked Liverpool as a club. You know, like, I thought out of the other clubs, I like Liverpool. Liverpool's a decent team. They've not won it, but they're a nice club. They won it, and they turned into the worst fans I've seen. They literally turned from like they were right. They went from 5th to top worst club in the league. Honestly, I can't stand. If Arsenal win the league, it will be the end for social media. And I'll tell you now, I'm deleting Twitter, I'm deleting Instagram.
It's the Gooner League.
Go Amsterdam.
It's the Gooner League videos that's going to catch you in gym. That's what's going to happen. This guy is relentless. Oh, you know, I can even imagine Lee just shouting across the gym when Jules is on a treadmill or something. It's like, you ain't got this league title, though, do you, Jules? And then he's just recording while he's just that guy's
It doesn't matter.
I know, but it's just you don't understand. Martin, like respect. I know you do a lot of Mancunian ways, a lot of City stuff. And to be fair, you jumped on this, yeah. When I'm telling you now, since I've come to this YouTube scene, I've got my own friends that got support Arsenal when it's bad enough through secondary school. People come and go. Then I've met a gal. Then I've met a Gooner Lee. Then I've met a Dawood. And then I've met a Kunle. Kunle's actually not that bad, to be fair. But he likes to add those extra digs. And it's just like,
See, that's... No, funnily enough, I met a gal, but don't stop with the gal. The gal's fine. Dan Potts, brilliant. Dan
Potts is fine.
It's sort of... Do you know what it is? I don't even find it more the YouTube Arsenal fans. Most... Apart from Dawood this year has become, I don't know what he did. Ever since he predicted the Champions League and League, and then that's it. And we've not seen him since. He's gone on a missing. He's gone missing.
No, but it's them ones like a gal is sound in it, yeah. And I still want Arsenal to win regardless. Like, bear in mind, I still want them to win in it. But I said I'm in a win-win situation regardless, because if you do a 4P, then
Twitter. Just come
no,
on
it's
Twitter.
not Twitter. It's not Twitter. I don't do Twitter any really. If I'm being honest, I only go on it.
No,
it's not that. It's not that. It's when I see a gal combined 11, and then before you know it, in the summer, it will do a combined 11 with a top team, and somehow 9 Arsenal players fit in there. He's like, yeah, but they got it. They got a Premier League medal. I'm like, I'm not trying to hear that. I'll be honest. But look. One thing I don't mind if City do win is that even Daps ain't that sad. He will do his little fucking Johnny Stones songs and all the songs around the house and yada 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 and whatnot. But that means my club's got to go do a 4P. That means Chelsea's got something to look forward to since they got to spend according to Deji, another £7 billion to win a title. You know, and then obviously George can barely win anything, so it doesn't count for him. And you know what Tottenham fans are like at the start of the season? They're just as bad as anyone else. So it is what it is. It's just more of a that thing, really. But in terms of the game what's this about flying kites in training, George?
Yeah, Spurs fan. Just similar to what Fulham were doing before the City game. We took some inspiration. We thought we'd do some flying of the kites. There's not much training to do.
Team bonding.
I don't know what you guys weren't listening. Like,
are you kidding? Are you actually kidding?
No, there's videos on Twitter and everything.
Oh,
The
piss
feet's
off.
up.
Good night, Arsenal. Ta-da. Thanks for coming.
Bro, they
Good
did
night.
their lap of honor a game
I don't see why
early.
people are surprised. Like, we're second last game of the season. Feet is up, completely up. The players, like,
They
half of the
still
players know
want
they're
that
going
City to
Euros
win the
next month.
league.
They're
These
trying to
man
get an
said,
early
don't
holiday.
come
Let's
to the
start
City
your
game
holiday.
to your families. They said, come to the Burnley game. We'll do the lap of honor there. Don't come to the City game. It's
We
done.
did your lap of honor
Finish.
the game before.
Nah, the reason why we done the game the
Give me
lap
the
of honor of
kids
that
at
game because
school,
everything
Phil.
was planned. No. Everything was
didn't
already
plan
planned. Like
that.
the City, no, because the City game was squeezed in. Like there wasn't supposed to be a game on Tuesday. This was squeezed in a few weeks ago. People are forgetting this got rescheduled like less than a month ago.
Yeah, the
That this game
Newcastle
got
game got
rescheduled.
squeezed in.
And then wait, and then Martin, it got rescheduled again when you guys went through in the semi-final. It went through in the quarterfinal. So
you know what you do? No,
everything was
You know what you
rescheduled. They
do?
couldn't
Not
plan
having
on
that. No, that's garbage. You know what you do to reschedule a lap of honor or a lap of appreciation, whatever you want to call it? Lads will do it Tuesday. No worries. Cheers.
No, but the whole point is that you have fans there, and the fans stay after the game finishes in the crowd to watch the lap of honor, clap up the team and everything. It's gonna be 10 p.m. on a Tuesday night, and everyone wants to fuck a phone back after.
Mate,
Like,
it's June. It's May,
work the
June.
next day.
It's all right.
Do you know what? At the end of the day, more than anything, I think Tottenham fans didn't want to do a lap of honor after a fucking loss. Like, let's be honest here, we're probably going to lose against City. It'd be embarrassing.
This is
No,
the point.
I know
you're
what he's
not.
going to say. I know what he's going
If it
to
was
say.
a loss to City, you might get a louder reception.
No, they can't do a lap of honor because there'll be 60,000 people on the pitch all celebrating with each other.
And not just that. Yeah, when you deep it, they don't want to do a lap of honor because if they beat you, they just technically done in hindsight they done a lap of honor for Arsenal winning the league, and you know what's going to happen after that.
Yeah, it's a good point.
You know what's going to happen after that. But what? How do you? No, we ain't spoke about it. But Lewis, obviously, you've been to Tottenham. You've dealt with them twice, right? How do you see this game actually going on a real notice? Because bogey teams are bogey teams. Arsenal got over their bogey team in us, and obviously with Spurs right now, they do have something to play for, whether they like it or not. Can you kind of see this game maybe going down to the wire, like maybe to a draw or maybe a loss in your mind? Or do you think City's just got all the tools right now since they're battering teams, right?
It would be more dependent on Man City, if anything, for me, because like, I get bogey teams and everything, but Spurs aren't in great form. City have finally broken their duck at Tottenham Stadium. They beat them 1-0 in the cup. I think you could argue City have more to play for in this game, depending on what happens in today's match. Like, I don't really, even the style of play, it falls perfectly for the way Pep plays. They're going to get numerous chances and they just have to score early and the game will be done. So I can't really see how Spurs win this unless maybe they score first. But even if they do score first, they're not going to sit back and absorb pressure. They're going to keep pushing and trying to get more goals. And if it's going to be a straight shoot fight, City are going to batter them every day of the week playing that sort of football. Maybe like at the start of the season when they're a little bit shakier, as they usually are, you could think maybe Tottenham can go toe-to-toe with them. The fact they managed to draw 3-3 at the Etihad with the players that they had out was credit to them. But now, form's not on their side. And City are in the period where they dominate and they smack teams left, right, and centre. So I don't see how Tottenham win this one. Like, I think they're going to go for it. As much as we take the mick and say, yeah, they're just going to throw the games, and they're not going to throw the game, but they're going to lose. Simple.
What is it, Jules?
Nobody throws the game.
I think it's going to be similar to the
one.
Arsenal Man United game yesterday. I think it'll be very similar to that. I think if City do win, I generally think that will probably be a low score line. I don't think it's going to be a 3 or 4 pumping. I think it'd probably be like a 2-1, 1-0. Tight, similar to even that game in what we played, the FA Cup game. It was a fairly tight game. I know City dominated, but they didn't really have too many clear-cut chances, and there wasn't really much where you would say it was an exciting game. I mean, they scored off of a last-minute corner, and it got them the win. But I generally think that the game's going to be very similar. Like Lewis just said, I don't think Spurs players, although we're not in good form, they're not going to, go out there and give a half-hearted performance. I think we're still going to go for it. I wouldn't be surprised to see us go 1-0 up, but we do tend to get a little
That's
goal.
scary. That's the scary part. If you go 1-0 up, that's when I look at City. Yeah,
And then Fulham went on the beach. Listen, the problem is it's very hard to switch off and switch on. It's a very hard mentality. And I know we joke about kite flying and everything else, but the problem is when people are doing that sort of thing,
You're on the
it
beach.
does send a real weird message out. Because the thing with Fulham is, it's like, you know, for the first 10 minutes, you had Robinson bombing up our right, their left. And you thought, all right, they're up for it. Aki got injured. Walker comes on, goes to that side, shuts it down. Fulham just, I don't know what Fulham did. I think they just switched off because what happened was a run that you can make, that extra 5 yards, you don't do it. That extra 50-50 tackle, if you run that extra 2%, you'll win the ball. They don't do it. That's the problem then. Because it's not they're on the beach. They just don't throw their bodies in the way they would do normally.
I agree on that part.
They don't want to. Got to remember, there's the Euros coming up, and B, if not, they don't want to spend the beach where they can't bloody well move because the legs in plaster.
Mm.
Some of them are 2 weeks away from going on holiday, or 3 weeks away from going playing in the Euros. Are they going to do that? Because this is the thing. It's a weird one. So tonight's game is probably going to be a lot of, what's the word? Sort of defining moment. Because I'll be honest with you, I think Villa will beat Spurs, Liverpool tonight.
Yeah. Oh, what's it called? He'll be back in a second. Don't worry. George, is Sheffield a sure thing? I mean, he said it. He did say it, to be fair. He said 2 late goals at home in a reverse fixture. How would you feel if Chelsea, Newcastle finish above you? This is what I was trying to say, right? Even for, like Lewis, you felt that at Sheffield, the late equalizers and stuff like that. I know Sheffield are way done. They're done. And
They
I don't
actually
really
dominated us in that game.
But in the last game of the season at their gaff, I think they might try, at least for the fans, maybe, right? And I'm looking at it along this. I'm looking at along the sides of you've got a better goal difference. If City beat Tottenham, you will alter, and you beat obviously Brighton. You got a better goal difference, right?
Yeah.
And your last
I think
game,
we're level already.
And your last game is against who again? Who's your last game against?
Bournemouth at home.
Bournemouth at home, which you should win at the Bridge, right? Cool. Newcastle play Man United.
Same goal difference.
Man United are crap, yeah. Newcastle have their last game at St. James's Park. Whether you like it or not, yeah, is it not so much
Newcastle
to say?
Away.
Yeah, so is it not so much to say? No, I mean they're away against us, but they'll probably beat us.
No, but then they go away to Brentford last day.
Oh, that's the one. Sorry, yeah. But who they have joy against? I'm just gonna say this, innit? Is it not too much to put past? Even guys in the comments, is it not too much to put past a Spursy thing for them just to drop down from 5th to somehow 7th?
That's the thing. I look at it on paper and I'm thinking, no, like one of the worst Sheffield United teams. I mean, one of the worst teams in Prem history. But like, we know what we're dealing with to write that off. They've literally done it before against Newcastle back in 15-16. They were relegated and smoked them 5-1 just for bants. So who's to say Sheffield United don't pull out some madness? I can't even talk down Sheffield United like that because we were barely the better team against them in both matches we played. So maybe I ain't going to put money on Sheffield United doing anything. Like even a draw doesn't help us. I need them to actually take 3 points. But Spursy exists for a reason, innit? I can't talk that down. It could happen. We need to do our job first and foremost. I know City are going to beat Spurs. I'm not even worried about that. Sheffield United I don't even know if I'm asking Sheffield United to do something or if I'm just asking Tottenham to be Tottenham. I don't know what to make of that one. But, I mean, there is a chance. There is a chance. The history of the Tottenham and all that.
This is what I'm saying. Look, Mike, can you not hear it in our voices? Like, as much as I'm saying it, you can't deny it. And I'm not. And if you're a Spurs fan, I'm sorry. Like, I'm talking a bit down on your team. It is against Sheffield at the end of the day. But even you lot can't deny it. It could be an actual thing. Guys, make sure you're smashing the like button as well. Just before I plug that in. I ain't asked once. You know where the like button is. It helps the video. Just a quick, nice reminder. I'll put it everywhere just for people to remind. It does help us. And also, you know, you can go subscribe to these guys, Mancunian Way, and also Carefree Lewis G. It's totally free. So if you're a City fan or you like the way Martin talks as just pure football, you like football, go subscribe there. Lewis, a bit more chaos. Up to you though. But yeah, you know where it is. But I'm just going to say, you can't put it past them. And that's why I say they have to go for this. You said it yourself. They're not going to sit down and roll over this one because it could bite them back in the arse, Martin.
No, totally agree. I'm just, listen, it's not about the disrespecting Spurs because Spurs are a very good team on their day. I sometimes think Spurs. The only thing what Ange's got to do is he's showing a little bit of naivety within the Premier League, and he's got to stop coming out with stupid comments of, well, set pieces don't matter. They matter loads in the Premier League, more than a lot of other leagues. And also have a plan B and a plan C. Stop. It's like these managers that are like so tone deaf that they just don't want to accept what people are saying around them.
Yeah.
I can even imagine he's probably got his backroom staff saying, do you know what? And let's move it. Let's drop it 5 yards. Let's just drop this high line 5-10 yards. And you can see him totally ignoring it.
No, I agree. Yeah.
He's just tunnel visioned. He's tunnel visioned. But I mean, it will all come down to Villa tonight. It was weird because I didn't think you played bad yesterday. You were not bad. If you'd have had a strike yesterday, Garnacho could have actually.
I would put it more down to it. I'd put it down. I hate to say it. Bruno Fernandes, not McTominay. Bruno.
Yeah, but do you know the trouble is with your place is you've got a bad mentality because there are some players at your place who will suddenly miraculously fit next week for the cup final.
Yeah, there's Varane's back, Alessandro's back, Luke Shaw should be back, Malacia.
That was a title race. That was a title race one. That was City. That was United versus Arsenal in the title race. I'm telling you now about Bruno, etc., and all them would have been back.
I would say so as well. Yeah, Rashford. Bruni said it himself. He said there's players at Man United right now.
There are players dogging it.
That are dogging it, and they're definitely not injured. So, and to be fair, he mentioned the finals, like because of the Euros as well. And I can only put it down to the European players that are there. So people like Alessandro, I wouldn't put it down to him. Then, to be fair, you got to be cautious with him. You got to be cautious with that guy. He's just like last time you rushed him back, he got injured again. Pretty much first or second game it was done. Same thing with Luke Shaw. You rush him back, couple games in Luton Town, he's done. So.
All right, where you put in? So, all right, Cass, who's your fourth? Who's your getting the fourth spot?
It's got to be Aston Villa. They just got to get a point, surely. I've seen Leicester do it though. I've seen Leicester drop out in the final days. The same thing.
Yep.
Do I expect Liverpool? Like, I think did someone put the there he goes. Appreciate that. Chilias, he says, in doubt, Tielemans, Zaniolo, Moreno, Rodgers is out there. That geezer, he's just hit the scene a little bit. That they're in doubt. Out, Kamara, Mings, Buendia, Ramsey. So really and truly, I expect a bit of a response from Liverpool. So I don't really see it. But Villa at Villa Park, last game, it's always, I always find teams that have the last games at their gaff are the ones that end up getting some sort of result. And they got a lot to play for. And they can sit and all they need is a point. And they got a good defense at the end of the day. But does Liverpool have the creativity to get behind them? Do they have the confidence to get behind them? Are they on the beach as well? Probably. They got nothing to play for either. So I don't know. I won't disrespect Villa because they've been, as much as I've disrespected them a little bit through the March period, I think after when Chelsea got to them, they had a bit of a wobble. And then they've obviously just crashed out of Europe. I can't really see. I can see it being a draw, if anything. I'll be honest. But Tottenham at the same time, Lewis. As much as I can't stand some content creator of your fans this year, I wouldn't even mind you getting that 5th place. Like, it's the same thing. Your Europa Conference, same thing, yeah.
But the greater evil is cooking Tottenham. I hear it.
Newcastle or Chelsea.
We're like 18 points behind them at a certain point. If we pull that back with all the hype around Tottenham, with them potentially going for the league title, turning a corner under Ange, it's peak. It's peak for every single Tottenham content creator if we finish above them. But it's a big if. That's it. Yeah. I'm not acting like we're going to do. I need to rely on the whole Sheffield United to get 3 points. They couldn't even do that against our meaty team. So God knows.
So let's talk about your team, yeah, because a certain Ches, I call him Astrid Chest now, yeah, because I think because I don't care, the man's got an OnlyFans, yeah. Now the way he's twerking for Chelsea now and Pochettino is absolutely shameless, yeah. So I call him
flipped.
Astrid Chess. He said if he wins the last 2 games, right? Like someone put up in the comments on a super chat. Big up for that super chat saying about Chelsea. I think who was it? Blaze, I think, or is it? Can't deny it. Pochettino has flipped the script a bit, and it's not. And I wouldn't even say it's all down to Cole Palmer either. People are gonna laugh at me. I think Madueke's been good, and I think he's getting better. I think it suits him a little bit more. I think Nkunku coming back is a bonus. Reece James says everything, right? I think him, if he can stay fit, he got a bit of a bonus. No Enzo in the team, you're playing better. Shock. Don't care if you tell me
he was injured.
Who gives a fuck? You're playing better. It's about results.
No
you're
context.
Getting results.
Okay.
You're getting results and you're getting performances, right? Because Caicedo, I think he's been good. I don't get the monster agenda on him. I think he's been really good. For 150 million, obviously not. But if you just put the performance in, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think Cucurella, good. Jackson, I don't know with him sometimes. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. You just don't know what you're going to get. You're going to get better players. Don't you think Poch might deserve a little bit? Is it because you've been so heavily Poch out that you just said, I can't turn back and I've got to stick to my guns? Like, let's be real. Does he deserve another chance if apparently he's got your system from back in pre-season and now he's playing it in shock? You're playing better.
It's taken us to match day 34 to get to that point, though. And that's why I don't even really trust him too tough. Even like the game on Saturday, I'll credit Pochettino for the substitutions. His game management was great, and usually it stinks. So credit to him for that. But in terms of the way we played, a lot of the same worries that I've had throughout the season were yet again prevalent. Struggling to break down a low block, clueless in possession, struggling with transitional plays, set pieces, and trying to defend crosses. We were weak on all of those aspects. The only difference was we actually had bench options and we actually utilized those bench options at the right time. And to me, that was the difference maker. So I credit Poch for the game management, but in terms of him getting more time, he's done a lot of damage this season in general. The tactics have been poor. The midfield structure has been poor. The mismanagement of players has been poor. The injuries that have followed him throughout his time at Southampton, to Tottenham, to PSG, to Chelsea, are still here. There's been poor decisions, like we said with Enzo, playing a guy who's got a hernia injury for 4 months straight with 90-minute football when all he needed was a month off. But we chose to loan out other midfield options and prioritize giving him game time and second striker left wing shifts. Leaking goals for fun, dropping back whenever we're 1-0 up. Like the fact that we started playing defensive at Sheffield United as soon as we went 2-0 up is an embarrassment in itself. Inability to break low blocks, misprofiling of players. I could go around in circles with all of this. That's why a 4-game run doesn't change anything for me. Like, to a point as well, I'd be a giant flip-flop if I was this critical of Pochettino, only to flip after 4 games, going, hey, we turned the corner, yay. No. Poch has to make it to next season. And then if he hits the ground running, I'll keep my mouth shut and I'll let him cook. As for now, he's done too much damage this season for me to turn around and say, give him time, because he finally found something that works. All that does is vindicate what I've been saying about these players, and that they were a lot better than mid-table, but the way we were playing was not justifying it. And look, as soon as we get a decent structure, these players are going on a 4-game run. Get me a better manager. Get me a better structure.
Oh my God. Did you hear what I heard, Martin? I heard if he stays next season and he hits the ground running in the new season, he'll keep his
not
mouth
pre-season.
shut. So
I ain't getting tricked by that.
You're not fully Poch out then, are you?
No, I am fully Poch out. No, because I don't want him to make it to next season. But if he makes it to next season, I'm not going to just sit here and be gloomy and negative.
You're on a 4-game winning run and you're like, no, I want him out. I know you wanted him out all season long. I get that. I get it. But have you ever? I don't know. To me, Poch, I would keep Poch 100%.
Do you reckon time and consistency is what Chelsea have needed for ages, and this is what they get? That's what you're getting the fruits of that kind of that saying.
100%, and that's what.
At least it let it be a stepping stone.
Too many clubs are trying to follow the Real Madrid model of sack.
That is their model, to be fair. Used to be.
It's kind of our old model too.
No, I know it is. I know. I totally understand it is. I always remember bloody, Scolari. I remember, Scolari and Ancelotti and all that, and he was mad. And you're like, what? They're sacking him for that? He's like, madness. Di Matteo wins you the Champions League. Sacked. Like, come on. It's like, what are we doing here? It's like, this is madness. But I honestly think Chelsea have got something they've never had. They've now got a proper system with a proper identity. What people are enjoying is, does it include Enzo? When it takes you a little while to find right equations and answers, you don't always fit every single piece of your jigsaw that you want, your favorite pieces. This was always going to happen. The amount of and Lewis, this is no dig, by the way. The amount of players and investments you brought in, one or two players were always going to end up falling down because they didn't fit into the system. And Enzo, as much as this may sound like a wild statement, Enzo may not fit this perfect system for Chelsea.
I think he fits where Gallagher plays. And to be honest, we missed Enzo in that Forest match because we were very lazy in possession. And some quick passing would have suited us.
Because I don't rate Gallagher. I think he's...
You and me both, bro.
Yeah,
I don't think on a Gallagher because he turns up in the big games.
But that's the thing. He's useful for if we're playing a team like you and we're not going to dominate possession. Because you let him run around. When we're playing teams that sit back, useless. What do I need a presser for when the team's sitting back? I need someone who's good on the ball, and he ain't good on the ball. So he's only suitable against certain opposition. So I think for games where we dominate possession, Gallagher out, Enzo in, should be fine.
I don't even think he suits your best midfield. Because the way I'm looking at it, I don't. That's what I'm thinking. I think Lavia's the thing is, Lavia's still an unknown entity. He had one good season at Southampton. We don't know how good he's gonna actually be, but he looks like he'll fit the Premier League. He's got the physicalities and whatnot for it. He's got the engine for it. His injuries is just a bit of a worry at the moment. I think he's a better 6 than Caicedo. I think Caicedo's better as an 8. And I think the last part is who's going to be advanced 8/10. I think it might end up being Nkunku, it might be Palmer. But one thing I know it's not going to be, and it shouldn't be, is Enzo. I just don't think that's a collective as a midfield. I don't think it's good enough. I think Nkunku probably suits that role a lot more because he's got much more of an engine and he's better and he can also do the 8. I think so anyways. And he will have a license to roam free because Lavia and Caicedo are still good enough defensively to allow him to do whatever. Enzo, actually, at River Plate, Enzo was a 10. Like, let's be honest. At Argentina, he's a lot deeper. At Benfica, he was more of a box-to-box / deeper. Not really the guy that's going to get you goals and assists. So that's why I don't really see it. And I don't think you can have a £105 million player on the bench either. But the thing is, they got 8 years of him. So it's, maybe they have to make him fit. Yeah, you said no. I remember.
They'll figure out a way to make him play because, like, Enzo's only looked bad this season, if anything. Like, even Lampard got good tunes out of him. He was cooking for us at the end of the 22-23 season.
I don't know.
Enzo's quality. Enzo is quality.
Yeah, he's quality. Yeah, he is. It's you got, you know what it is? You got to fit runners around. The thing is why I don't like him next to Caicedo is because 1, you need someone that's defensively secure, and 2, you do need a runner next to him. And then that means you don't really fit Caicedo into that mold. Personally, I think Lavia is the better choice as the holding 6. It could work. But then you got 100, that means you got, think of it like this, man. Then you got 115 or 105 million pound potentially on the bench and not both at the same time.
No, I agree. Do you know the massive problem is here? Is again, it's difficult conversations because when I've spoken, I listen to Chelsea fans and you go, name me your best midfield. It's all names. All the names that they roll out with. So Gallagher's not in it. It's Caicedo, Enzo, etc., etc. And I'm like, do they all play together well? Do they complement each other? Do they suit each other?
Yeah, I don't think that's a Poch.
And they don't actually know.
I think Lavia, Enzo, and Caicedo would suit each other. But the bigger question is like, okay, what do we do?
Creativity.
With the attack then? Nkunku, Palmer, Jackson. You man spent 62 million on Mudryk as well. Like, what the hell's going to happen with him?
That geezer's got to go.
You're going to have to sell.
He needs to go on loan. I agree. Go somewhere else, develop away from here, come back in a year.
That's the thing. Palmer, you made him into a 10, which is fine. No, you know,
right winger 10, but they play Medwake there at the moment.
Yeah, but Medwake. This is what I mean. Every time we say something, there's a new name rolling.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right.
Things work well. That's a really good squad. But the bigger question is, how do you just fit all 11 into the team?
You would never keep all that squad. If you were all going for the title and everyone was fit, some of your squad would be like, when am I playing? You could never just go with set 11.
But the thing is, we'd have more game time then because there'd be Europe to go around. That's been a bigger problem with this whole project too.
That's why Mahrez went, Gabby went, Zinchenko went, because they all bitch and complain about game time at the end. Sterling, that's why Sterling's at yours.
Oh yeah, no, Sterling. I couldn't care less what happens to him. Genuinely,
Sterling's another one.
he is a
One
he
week
is a
he's
super
amazing,
sub.
next week
Nothing
he's
more for
crap.
me.
Yeah. Well, all to play for Tuesday and Wednesday, I suppose, for some of us. Not really my club, but you never know. Might pull something out the bag.
Do you want Europe now? I know you want.
No, I don't. I don't. I
He
don't
wants that
care about.
extra- he wants
I
that
Take Newcastle down with you, bro.
No,
You need
I
that.
don't care about Europa, and I certainly don't care about Conference League. I'd rather not. And I've been explaining why for time. If it's Champions League, it's something. It's a prestigious. It's a new format. So of course I want to be in it. Like even if you're not going to win it, I still want to be in it. Like, and it puts your money up. The thing is, you get more money outside. So you're allowed to spend. Actually, to be fair, it don't even matter about the money. It's already been confirmed. Man United can spend unlimited amount of funds in the summer because that's how much shit's been slashed. So you don't actually give a shit about that. But if you're in Conference League, all of a sudden you're restricted way more. Somehow you're restricted a lot more compared to Europa, and I don't understand that. But you know, you can do your own research on that part.
I think it's less financial payout through the tournament.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
That's why Juve pulled out. If we get 7th, apparently we're gonna pull out.
The thing is, I couldn't care less about its trophy's a trophy, but that trophy I'd rather not, because we're talking about, all right, everyone in here agrees Man United need to cut a lot of their players, right? A lot of them. So
if you're going to clear out.
So if you're going to go for a clear squad, you're not even going to have the squad then to even being allowed to compete in the European competition, an extra game or 2 or 5, right? You can't do it. So I'd rather do what Tottenham and Chelsea, well, not what Chelsea have done, and blow out the squad with superstars, and then you don't know who you're playing. But a little bit like Tottenham, dare I say. But when you've got a bare 11, at least with Ange, he's identified a plan A, and I'm pretty sure he'll find out what his plan B is at some point when he gets extra players. Find your identity, and then go for your season that way. You can use your cups as a reference points of playing fringe players and people that you don't know about. So it's like it's that notion on my part. I'd rather not just go down to 1 game a week, hold that one for a bit, and laugh at other teams that get knocked out. So there you go, and then it's less stress.
I hear it. Because like with you need a whole fresh start, so you don't necessarily need you.
We need
us,
we're
doing a whole youth project with 1 game a week. That don't work. Too many players are not getting game time.
Daly was getting on the pitch yesterday.
Yeah, we won't have to. For me, I went through again. I'll say it for the 3rd time on different streams. Obviously, once does Man United buy, keep, sell. I literally said 4 players. I think 4 players that I'd actually start, and I think I said about 3 players that I said bench. The rest of them, I said give them maybe preseason. Give them a preseason. If not, bin juice, sell them. Get rid of them.
You were like me last season, man. Get rid of 2/3 of this squad.
The only people I'd keep in this team right now, I've got no choice. Onana would have to start because he's our keeper, and I don't think we play to his strengths. Right? Lisandro Martinez, Dallo, Kobe Mainu, and I'd probably keep with Hoyland. I'll probably keep with him because I want to see hopefully a different manager and play to his strengths a little bit more. And
Are you done with Varane and Caston?
Yeah, get him out. One availability, unfortunately, availability. Casemiro, the guy works in Maldives, bro. I'm not trying to hear it. He's gone. So on that note,
there's manager Sancho.
No, see, I would give it a chance, but at the end of the day, you're trying to throw a fresh start. I'm not being funny. For 300 grand a week, you're not going to get much of a tune out of him. I'll be so honest. He looks happier when there's less pressure. Man United, there's pressure. As soon as he has a shit few games, he's going to crumble again. I like the way Sancho is, but I wouldn't mind. I would be open to the idea of keeping him, but I would also be open to the idea of cashing him in as well. Try to get as much money back. The amount Dortmund's twerking for him, I want my money back. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're twerking for him all over your post. Give us our money back then. So they're doing themselves, and he's in the Champions League final. Just let him know. I'll keep Ahmad on the bench. I want to see how he develops personally, and a couple others. The rest of them, piss off. Rashford, on your bike. Bruno, you can explode somewhere else, just not at my club. And the rest of them, fuck off. You got to be ruthless because you got to change your culture. You got to get rid of players that have been here for that period of time that's been indulged into that. And unfortunately, Rashford is a product of a shit Man United. He should be a lot better of a player alongside a lot of others. Now, you got Garnacho, who might be in now. Well, obviously, you can see that's a hindrance of a product of how shit Man United has been. So that's why his development is looking a bit whack. Højlund looked like a prospect at the start. The guy's not interested as much because he's frustrated. He barely gets a fucking touch in the box. And we don't play to his strengths. Never played hold up play ever. You want him running in behind like Haaland. You want him spinning a guy. Same thing. And then this manager wants to persist with people like Anthony. And you go see what Ahmad does in 2 minutes. Yeah, fuck off. Sorry for swearing. But yeah, all to see. It's going to be interesting summer for every team. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
So you're a really calm United fan then?
No, I'm not a calm United fan. How can you be Man United?
You're just waiting for the week to be over with and to just get to
when
the
I tell
transfer
you
window.
now,
I
yeah,
hear
I'm
it.
so much looking forward to just all this season to fuck off because I'm so done. Like you can only laugh about it because if you don't, you'll cry.
Yep.
I'm so done. And you know what it is? It's
In there, bro. I hear it.
It's like I don't even have a comeback for any team. Even Tottenham can banter me. Do you know how embarrassing that is? Do you know how embarrassing that is? I can't
We
even
finally
banter
got
Tottenham.
our first win against you in the league in how long?
Yeah, so
I
did
just
Arsenal.
say next Monday, Cass, I get to come on air.
That's the last one, mate.
Oh, it will be your last one.
No, mate, because guess what?
We do
Champions
a
again,
bit,
mate.
it'll be
You
your
will be
last
there.
one.
You
How
will
about
be
this?
there.
How about this? Yeah, I'm gonna be shameless for the last time. We're gonna get Europa League. Do you know why? We're gonna have a better season than Tottenham, Chelsea, and Newcastle, and whoever other bars that finish above us. You know why?
Gonna win the cup.
Because we're gonna win FA Cup. That's why. Somehow we're gonna scum it, and we're gonna win FA Cup. Yeah. So in the end, as shit this Man United's been, we still win a trophy over you. Bastard.
You are being so shameless, then. You know.
In
what
a
you're
bit,
doing.
we'll be back tomorrow. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. We got a special treat for you tomorrow night. We got Deji and George and the rest of a bunch of pricks. In a bit.